Nick Carmichael from iconic Arizona, becoming a legend in the area. I've seen his shirts everywhere now. He's
I
in different
appreciate that,
stores.
but far from legendary.
He's downplaying it. Tell us how you got to Gilbert if you're from here, and then how you got the idea of iconic and the inspiration behind it.
Actually, from Wisconsin. I moved out here when I was 15, graduated high school here, did a couple years at ASU, and I've been here permanently since 2003. Gilbert since 2008. We went on our 10th anniversary, and we decided to go to all those places that we'd never been in Arizona. I'd lived here for a long time and actually never been to the Grand Canyon, so we went to a bunch of those spots that we'd never been to. All I wanted to do was buy a hat. I didn't like any of the hats at the North Rim, but I did find a patch I liked, and then I bought a hat on Amazon, and I put the patch on the hat, and it was kind of like the light bulb went off. I think I could probably figure out how to make some great hats that people would want to wear, and that's kind of where we started. That was August of 2017. We had our first event March of 2018, which is probably where I would say was the starting of the company. I was a teacher at the time. My wife actually was also in education. She's an elementary school principal. It was just a side hustle, doing events, building the online store, getting into different retailers. About a year and a half ago, I went full-time, and now we're both full-time in the business.
I love those stories, where it came from nothing, just an idea in the dirt.
Yeah,
it grows from there.
16 and 18 years in education, so over 30 years in education between the two of us. And now we're entrepreneurs.
That's awesome, man. Is it the life you dreamed of? Just kidding.
I mean, the positives far outweigh the negatives, but there's definitely been some challenges and some things that I didn't expect, but overall, the pros far outweigh the cons.
Yeah, and that's entrepreneurship. I mean, anyone you talk to has been an entrepreneur. They've had their hurdles, they've had their obstacles, and you learn to overcome. I mean, that's what entrepreneurship is.
It's really just solving problems. We're dealing with issues and trying to become a little bit more efficient every day and getting plans into action.
What about the artwork? Where did the artwork come from? Did you like the patch and then decide to go off the patch, or did you have the idea in your head and you're like, there's the patch?
I had zero training as a designer, as an artist. Initially, I kind of did all the design myself for maybe the first year and a half, 2 years. As kind of time went on, my focus needed to be in some other different places of the business. And there was just a lot of ideas that I wanted to get out and onto garments and onto hats that I really wasn't able to execute. I still make kind of like final decision. I still have all of the birthing of the ideas, if you will, but I do hire designers, try to keep local as much as possible within the state of Arizona.
It's great artwork. I think it's cool, and it's all inspired by you. So that's the important part, right? This is your gig, this is your thing. At some point, you have to hire help. You can't do everything yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just scorpions, skulls.
It's trying to celebrate Arizona in a way that isn't your average souvenir shop style or fare, right? So something that is just a little bit unique and a little bit different. I mean, Arizona is a unique place. Try to tap into kind of like, what people identify Arizona as, not as somebody, that's sitting in Massachusetts, but somebody here in Arizona, like what do they go through, on a daily basis. I don't know if you can see the one behind me, but the tagline is just never too hot, right? Like it's just, as Arizonans, like we just have to have that mindset, like it's never too hot.
No, man, Arizona's a great place, and the secret's out now. Love it or hate it, man.
Good for my business.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of people coming into Arizona, tourists coming in, people visiting, really good for the economy. Especially, in the apparel business. One of our best retailers is located in Old Town Scottsdale. And really, without that secret being out and without people knowing, this is a great place to be. And I mean, that secret wasn't going to be quiet for
you've been out here long enough.
I've been out here long enough to remember when it was just Price Road. And there's no 101.
And we got a lot of seasonal visitors, too, which is good for your business. They like to go back and represent Arizona, where their second home is or where they visited.
One thing that I'm not really sure who makes these decisions and whatnot, but, bringing the Super Bowl here and bringing March Madness with the Final Four here, and obviously Waste Management Open, and just having all those marquee events, it's just a draw. Spring training, of course, is a huge deal as well. So there's just so much to do. I mean, and then Scottsdale has kind of become like the bachelorette capital of the world as well. It's a big business.
It is a big business
down there, and it brings a lot of people in through not just Scottsdale, but the valley in general.
Well, we got the perfect weather right now, and that's why everyone's here. We bear through those hot months, man. We make it, and then all of a sudden, everything wants to open here. People want to visit. It goes buck wild. So you're originally from Wisconsin.
And then I've been in Gilbert since 2008.
Is that 15?
Yeah.
15 years, give or take?
Yeah.
You were in education.
So I was in education. I was a teacher for 16 years. The last 3 years or so of that, I was also running the business, and the business grew to a point where I was able to leave education. So yeah, I
What
was
were
a
you?
high school economics
Okay,
teacher.
high school
Yeah,
economics.
so I taught seniors econ. I was at a school in East Mesa called Skyline. Honestly, like I really enjoyed teaching, especially when you teach older kids like that, and you teach a course like economics. You can really bring in a lot of that personal finance, and make some impact
You
on
bring
some.
value to those kids
Yeah,
at
you
that
make
age.
some
Yeah.
impact on their lives, and you don't see it necessarily that day in class, but I've had kids that have come back and show me their their stock portfolios or their
That's cool, man.
their Vanguard ETFs that they've started.
That's cool to see that pay off. Sure, there's a certain aspect you miss of that, but you're doing things now too that you're passionate about, so that's
Yeah.
good. We started in what, 2017? You said.
Yeah, so we kind of use our anniversary as our first event, which was March of 2018. I've been full time since last June. It's like a year and a half or so.
Describe your growth, if you can, just briefly, from 2018 to today. Was it gradual? Was it exponential at some point?
We've done a really good job of doubling the business every year. This year we're on that pretty much that same trajectory. There's been some things that we've had opportunities this year that I don't think I would have had those opportunities previously if I wasn't full time. We're in Tilly's now, and we're also in the new Shields that's in Chandler. If you're a little bit newer, it's a lot harder to get in those doors. And we're also in an airport store as well. Bigger accounts, with bigger orders and so on. I would go into any small shop at the same time as well. We just talked to somebody today who just wants 30 hats in Williams. Every time we can spread to anyone, whether it's a dozen hats or if it's 1,000 shirts.
That's cool, man. So you went to the Grand Canyon, right? That inspired you. That kind of started this whole deal. At what point did you say, I'm going all in on this business?
My wife was, as a an elementary school principal, Allison, she kind of went through the COVID years as a principal, and that was just tough. And, she's like, I could just use a little bit of a break. And I said, the business is probably bringing enough money in. We'll just see how it goes. You can step away. Help me out, and we'll just kind of see what happens. And things did pretty well still, and then it was kind of like got to that point where it's like, well, I had to decide if I was going to sign a contract for the next year or not, and kind of looked at the numbers, looked at the growth, looked at the potential. So I would say probably right around the holidays of holidays of 2022.
That's when you went all in. Said this is the future.
Yeah, that's when we went all in. Yeah.
If you could only sell one product, I'll give you 2 or 3 because you got a lot of them. Give me your top couple of products that you're like, hey, these are my favorite. I love doing these, selling these. Is there anything that stands out for you?
Yeah, I mean, we started with hats, and I would end and die with hats. Yeah. I mean, I wear a hat every single day. It's definitely shifted a little bit. We started with just hats. We only sold hats. But I would probably hats is just kind of have a love and fascination.
No, I think hat's a great one. I love your hats, man. Let me flip it on you real quick. What's something that you want to start selling more of, or that you're a product that you're looking into?
Yeah, so we just released some of these button-up shirts, and they've done really well. And just kind of seeing which designs, we released 3 designs, seeing which one kind of hit the best, which style hit the best, and so on. I would really like to get into more of that type of style, something that you would be happy going out to dinner in.
Okay.
Out on the town, but still being cool and comfortable in.
Who's your ideal customer? Do you have an age?
So
demographic?
I wouldn't say we have an ideal customer. We're ready and willing to sell to anybody who wants to come through the door. We actually just released some toddler tees and some youth tees and some baby onesies. So we're getting into the youth game a little bit, which has been a little bit of a learning experience. What I would say is that we're probably hit best with 30, even a little bit younger, maybe 25 to 45, 25 to 50-year-old. And then, I would say males more. We do sell a lot of female. Actually, one of our best-selling items is a crop top, which is pretty hot right now. So we do sell a lot of those crop tops. But we do also get a lot of women who will be buying for their husbands.
End of the day, anyone can buy it. Anyone can wear it. We got baby stuff.
Yeah.
You can be cool as a 60 or 7-year-old too.
Oh, for sure.
Rocking the Arizona Iconic. How's your business evolved since you first started?
Offering more products, moving from hats and then into T-shirts and stickers and now into the button-ups. We've had some towels in the past. We offer cornhole boards. Just expanding that product line. We're kind of always looking for new products to offer. And then of course, like we started out of the house. And now we have an office here in downtown Gilbert. 1 year now we've been down here.
Cool, man. Name the stores real quick that you're in. Just maybe some of the more popular ones or ones that people may know. If they want to go say, hey, I want to go see these products today or this week.
Our flagship location is going to be in Old Town Scottsdale, and that's called the Mercantile. That's on First and Brown. We've got downtown Chandler. That's going to be Blue Planet Outdoors, a couple doors down from Santan Brewery. Place that has a lot of our hats is going to be called Rooster Bus. They're also in Old Town on 5th Avenue, and then they have a location in Flagstaff. At the Epicenter, we have some product at the Urbana shop over there.
Oh, nice.
In the Epicenter. Tilly's, we've got an account over at Shields, so you can pick up the product over at Shields if you want to go check that store out for the first time, ride the Ferris wheel. Babbitt's Backcountry Outfitters.
Okay.
That's like a classic institution up there in Flagstaff. Everybody kind of knows where that spot is. Those are definitely a few of the bigger accounts.
If your business could have a mascot, tell me what it is and why.
We have a shirt called Desert Bound, and it's a road runner driving a Bronco, kind of ripping through the desert.
Okay.
So,
a road runner.
Probably the road runner.
It's definitely an icon of Arizona.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say, the road runner.
I do like your cactus too and the skulls. So it's hard, man. You got a lot of options when it comes to these mascots. But the road runner's good. If you could collaborate with any local business or entrepreneur, maybe in the area, who would it be and why?
Like the biggest Arizona institution, and I don't know that I would ever get the opportunity because there's another local company that kind of has them already in their back pocket. But I mean, the Phoenix Suns have been the longest standing professional sports organization here in the Valley, and I mean, that would probably be the dream collaboration would be the Phoenix Suns for sure.
You might get there, bro. I have a feeling you're doing big things and your stuff's cool. So you never know. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and as like a close second place, like a super, super close second place, probably the Waste Management Open.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like 1A, 1B.
Yeah. All right, favorite restaurant in Gilbert. If you don't have a favorite, give me your top 3.
I am a really big fan of Clever Koi.
Oh, that's a good one.
The steam buns, and then the pork belly bowl. I'm not even sure, pho bowl or pho.
Is the ramen bowl?
Yeah, the ramen bowl.
Yeah,
the ramen bowl with the pork belly, and they got the soft boiled egg in there. I'm always trying to figure out a way that Allison and I can go there for a date night. Is probably my number one. Probably, and then as a family, where we're all going to be happy. We're all always really happy when we go to Zinburger.
You can't go wrong with any of those. Do you have a side project going on? Personal project? It's personal passion. Tell us something about you, maybe like a hobby or anything that is not related. It can be related to the business, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, something that I try to do every day, or at least 5 days a week, is I do like to work out. So I was a member over here at Funk Fit when it was downtown, and they just moved out to the Epicenter and renamed themselves the Collective. So, I mean, that's probably as far as like a hobby goes, just trying to stay fit. I don't know if that's like a hobby per se.
It is. It is for sure.
I'm not like building model planes or something like that.
No, but that's what keeps you saying if you're passionate about it, man.
It just sets me right for, most days, and kind of gets me refocused and
100%, man.
Gets some of those heebie-jeebies out.
Yeah.
And,
gets you ready for the day and run business. For sure. Nick, tell us where people can they reach out to you? What's the Instagram handle? What's the website?
Yeah, so
like that?
Everything is Iconic Arizona. So whether you're going to be shopping online, it's iconicarizona.com. If you're going to go on to any of the social handles, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, it's going to be at Iconic Arizona.
Okay.
And then as for an email, if you want to shoot me an email, it's just info@iconicarizona.com. So
perfect.
Yes, try to keep it as simple. We're able to grab all the handles and all that.
How often are you rolling out new stuff?
About twice a year. Sometimes we'll release some new things here and there, just kind of as they come about. But we try to do like a large collection of, somewhere between 8 to 10 kind of new items between men's and women's. Usually that's going to be kind of like a spring, summer collection, and then like a winter, fall collection.
There you go. Yeah, and that's why you should follow him, guys. To get this stuff and know when it's coming out, follow Nick, follow Iconic Arizona. It's great stuff, man. I don't think you'll be disappointed with anything that he has to offer. Appreciate you coming in, man.
I appreciate your time, Jeff. Thank you so much.